One quick thing before I begin this episode review of One Piece. Are you all hyped for that One Piece special coming out in like 2 hours to 1 hour depending on when you watch this? Are you all hyped for that special? Because I know for a fact I am. I think this is the first time in history of One Piece specials that a special has been subbed when it airs in Japan. So this is a very rare occurrence that at the exact same time, it really has me hyped because I've seen the preview to it, the preview has me hyped up for it, and I just cannot wait to watch it in 2 hours. It's on Crunchyroll if you're wondering where it's going to be streaming at, that's where it's going to be at. So anyways, talking about this episode of One Piece, I'm going to have to tell you right now, I enjoyed this episode. I really enjoyed the episode, the feels. Like the final part of this episode, when you saw the king talk to himself, like his inner monologue, and he says, like, I can't justify myself anymore. I can't, help the people anymore. This country is done. And when you hear the dun, 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 that song, oh my god, that was so sad. I love that dramatic theme song when that pops up, when something really dire happens. It was so fucking sad because this entire episode finally reveals the backstory to Rebecca's grandfather, reveals the entire backstory of what happened and when Doffy first came to Dressrosa. This was a very sad episode, it was. And personally, in my eyes, I believe that this episode of the anime was a lot better than the manga. It was executed a lot better. I love the feels it gave. I love the way the entire vibe of this episode really betrayed. And for once, the anime surpassed the manga. And it's rare, but this episode was really good. Usually One Piece actually has good emotional episodes. When it comes to the emotions and feels, One Piece anime knows how to make it very emotional. And that is something I really enjoyed about this episode. Now, the animation, I'm going to have to mention, the animation was really good in this episode. Of course, it's not the best animation I've ever seen, of course, but I mean, the animation was really good for this episode, and it really helped the overall episode's quality. Now, I personally am very sad, though, because when you see that entire realization that, King Riku was set up by Doffy, Doffy controls him like a fucking puppet on top of the pillar of the castle, and he's like, oh, let's let the country tremble, let's let them feel fear until the heroes come to save them. I'm thinking like, you asshole, Doffy is a straight-out disgusting person. I mean, seriously, going out of his way to make King Riku set himself up, taking 10 billion berry from his country, and then when he finally collects that, Doffy decides to control him like a puppet and make him attack his own citizens. That right there is just evil. It really is evil. It shows you what type of villain Doffy is and what type of mindset he has. I mean, how corrupt he is. I mean, he's willing to just play the puppeteer, like in the background, just mess with people and completely control them and then start shit. That's exactly what we could see from this, and it just shows you how far he is willing to go to have fun, technically, because you know for a fact he was having fun when he was making everybody tremble and run away in fear from their beloved king. And it's really fucked up how he was set up. It really is. It's really dark, and I feel like, for once, the anime was just amazing. Honestly, I want to give this episode, for the feels it gave me, a 9.5 out of 10, truthfully. That's how much I really enjoyed this episode. It had those One Piece feels to it, and I loved the way it was executed. The pacing felt proper, and the music definitely helped out the overall feel of this episode. So, personally, tell me your thoughts about this episode of One Piece, everybody. I mean, did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? What do you feel about King Riku and how he got set up? What do you feel about Doffy now after knowing about these events that happened? And are you also excited for the One Piece special to air in under 2 hours? Let me know in the comments below. I love all of you so much, and also expect a review on the One Piece special. So anyways, you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.